What's up? We're doing a little early. What up, Mason in Portland? I'm rarely up at this hour, but we'll see what happens. Just experimenting still with the stream and when to do it, and here we are, 7:01 in the AM. We are just chilling right now in the Earl world. And I welcome you all to the show. I don't think my mind operates best at this hour of the day, but that's all right. We'll see how it goes. We'll do half hour stream. I think that suits me the best at this hour of the AM. What up? What up, Daniel Baker 1234? Some random clone trooper. What up? We got some new people in the stream. Hit the like and subscription button, please. Yes, top of the morning to you, JJ. It is very early in the AM. What up? What up, Amir? You look like you might be from. I don't know why I don't know why I'm awake now, Nick. I couldn't sleep, so. And I have no Lois right now, so she's not waking me up. It is too early. This will not be a terribly long stream. I can assure you of that much. But who knows? I might stumble upon, doing a stream this early in the morning once or twice a week. Divorced, stoned dad. Well, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not divorced, but trust me, Dylan, I think you know the answer to that. 2 of the 3 did. But I'm out of the woman game right now. Women have taken their toll on my mental psyche. So, and actually, a third contacted me. The sister of one of them said, "Hey, thank you for walking my sister to her car." Because that area, Santa Monica, at night is really not very safe. And when I met them, I don't think I caught this guy on the stream, but there was a creepy guy following them. So, what up, Cam? You look like the product of Roz from Monsters Inc. I don't know who that is, and I do know who Patrick Warburton is. Funny enough, I go out on a lot of voiceover auditions against Patrick Warburton. It's usually him, Dylan McDermott, Billy Brown, and a few other deep voice actors. So I'll have to let me look up Roz from Monsters Inc. I'm almost afraid to do that, but maybe he's a good-looking person. Roz Monsters Inc. All right. Well, that's not really a compliment, but what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? I mean, I'll take the Patrick Warburton part, but the Raws from Monsters Inc., I'm not sure if I'm down with that. Um, but that's okay. I don't get offended. I realize on the internet it's pretty um, stupid to get offended by what is said about you. But welcome to the show, everyone. It's 7 a.m. on the West Coast. If you know anything about Earl Skakel, it is that Earl Skakel is never up at this early in the morning. So my voice is even deeper, um, which I kind of like. Whenever I have a big voiceover audition, I will do it in the morning because I love how deep EA Sports, it's in the game. Um, I like how much deeper my voice is in the morning. And the older I'm getting, the deeper it's getting. So that is actually a very cool thing to have happen if you are a voiceover actor. So there you go. Now you know what my life is like. Articulate John, what up? I bet it is. I am up early, Riley Martin, and I can assure you this will not be a very long stream. What a stroll through all the Hollywood hotspots with unlimited access. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, I mean, there's that one guy's channel, I'll plug him because he does such a good job, the German in Venice. He goes all over the city, but, he also has a couple 100,000 subscribers, so he makes a fair amount of money doing that. And, just like even driving out to Santa Monica the other night, that's, probably 20, 25 bucks in gas I spent. So, one person was saying I should do a walk and talk in Compton, and I'm good on that. Yes, like an old man in the bathroom. Short stream, baby. Well, I did a Dead Mall stream. What was it? Yesterday. Let's see how many. Um, let's see how many views that got. Problem was my Wi-Fi wonked out about 3/4 of the way through, which was kind of interesting. It never happened before. So let's see. I mean, I'm always curious. Um, it did out of my last. Here's the funny thing. Out of my last, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Out of my last 10 streams, that was the least watched. So, because I thought that it would do well because I've seen some of those Dead Mall streams, but that the low numbers might have been also because of the Wi-Fi. I think about how long was this stream? This stream was 31 minutes. So I think the Wi-Fi went out at 31 minutes. So, who knows? I might do it again. What up, everyone? What up? What up? fair amount of people in here for me anyway, so I appreciate you guys waking up with me. In full disclosure, I will be going right back to sleep when I end this stream. And, I might stream again later in the afternoon, or I might not. I really, and I know that my streams could do better if I just picked a certain time, like noon every day or whatever, every other day. But, I stream when I want to stream. What up, AB? We're just chilling in the morning here in sunny old Los Angeles. So we'll do about another 15 minutes. Just a quick little baby stream. And we might reconvene later on in the evening. And I'm excited for the new Gold's Gym in that very same Beverly Center is opening up next Monday. They've taken all the wrapping off the windows. It looks very nice. And with it being a 24-hour facility, I'm just wondering how long it will take the gym to become a full functioning bathhouse. Because when I joined John Reed, which is a gym I go to now, I'll cancel the membership as soon as Goals opens. I think someone recognized me from doing comedy or something, and they gave me a free membership. And they said, we just want your feedback. And I said, well, I can give it to you right now. And the lady looked at me like, huh? I'm like, you're going to have to draw a line in the sand with the sexual activity. You either let it happen, and it's the cost of doing business, or you don't let it happen, and you're going to have to cancel a lot of memberships. And I could tell that the lady and the company had not done the research of the area, but the old 24-hour fitness was a bathhouse, basically, with weights. So it will be very interesting to see if Gold's Gym, which is a, pretty serious brand, lets that shit happen in their gym. But we'll see. You said you were a little down yesterday. Can you say why? Really, no reason in particular. I mean, it's a tough business, stand-up comedy. See, you guys only see the good part. Me being well, not funny on a stream, but like, me being cordial with you guys, and you see my shorts and longer comedy videos, and you think, oh, this guy's like fucking always happy, but that ain't the case. Hey, question about Bob Kulick. Didn't he have a solo album that looked like a 78 Kiss solo album? He had hair and a beard. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't recall ever seeing Bob Kulick with hair. I know Bruce had like a wonky, like Fu Manchu thing, like when he was in Meatloaf. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't have it. I'm not aware of it, to be honest with you. But then, you know what made me feel better, Dylan, was when someone in the stream said they were having, was it you? They were down, and I was making them feel better. So, that made me feel better. So, and you got to understand that, not only do I get rejected in the world of stand-up comedy, I also get rejected in the world of voiceovers. So I really face double the rejection of what people, um, get. Most comics just do comedy. I do both. You think Chad really does open for Nick Swartz? And a lot of people ask me that, but and although I don't like talking about the Dabbleverse or whatever, I'll always answer the questions you guys ask. If you know one thing about Nick, he has a particular type that he likes. Just like I like girls with big tits. Nick likes bigger guys, I guess you'd say. So I honestly don't think him and Chad hook up. I don't know if they do or don't. I don't really care. But it's like, have I dated a girl who's flat chested? Yeah, she's probably one of the prettiest girls I've ever dated. And we just really connected. But normally, I mean, most of my girlfriends, and I'm talking serious girlfriends, have all had, I guess you'd say, big tits. So Eric Carr had a look alike album for a record store day. Yeah, I mean, they definitely did something like that for Eric Carr, and I think someone did it for Vinnie Vincent as well. And Vinny has my favorite Kiss makeup. It's kind of a simple design, but it's cool. Um, Bob unfortunately passed. Is Bruce alive? He was far better than Ace. I mean, Bob Kulick was a great guitar player, but he didn't have the look. There's no way he could have been in Kiss. He was short. But, also, I say that realizing that Vinnie Vincent's kind of short. But Vinny had that look. He had that weird, like, even when he was in Kiss, that kind of like unisex, almost feminine quality about him. And he was a showman. I don't know if Bob Kulick was a showman. He was just a great guitar player. Um, so, who has more heat, Iron Sheik in the '80s or Chad? Oh, definitely Chad. That's a fact, Jack. What did you think about Pearl Jam losing their drummer? I mean, I saw that yesterday, 27 years or something. So he's not the original drummer, right? So who cares? Or he wasn't the drummer when they were really big, right? I know next to nothing about Pearl Jam. In fact, if I knew next to nothing, that would be a lot. Yeah, I mean, Eric Carr was a great. He was the perfect drummer to escort Kiss into the '80s. I mean, I don't think Peter could have played on Creatures of the Night or Lick It Up. I mean, maybe on Animalize and Crazy Nights because it was a little glammier. But Eric was really the perfect drummer for Kiss. That's for sure. Um, and I don't think Ace could have ushered Kiss in to the '80s and beyond because if you listen to Ace play the '80s stuff, it's definitely different. But you know what? What the hell do I know? I know I like Mark St. John, and nobody likes that guy. So, oh, okay. Well, but that's the thing, though. Kiss never went with the better musician, though. I mean, Bob Kulick as a guitar player is absolutely technically better than Ace. But I don't think Ace would argue that. But Ace just had that style, that like Jimmy Page kind of sloppy, but semi-structured, you know, guitar playing that was perfect for Kiss. I mean, it was just structured enough for Gene and Paul. Um, yeah, I don't know if I believe the arthritis story with St. John because a year later he was in White Tiger playing twice as fast as he did in Kiss. So I just think that he wasn't the right fit. I mean, I love Animalize is my favorite sounding Kiss guitar album. And I realized I think Bruce Kulick played the solo and Lonely as the Hunter, but like for the most part, that's a Mark St. John album on guitars anyway. What up, Jess Jenna? So, but I never bought that writer's syndrome. Not writers like writing, but like REITERS syndrome excuse because I mean, if you listen, the one thing I do love that Kiss does is they release those live off the soundboard releases, and they did release one of Mark St. John, the only full concert he did in Poughkeepsie. You definitely tell that the songs are very sped up, but that's also in part because of Eric Carr's drumming. You should collab with Bob Menery, the Buffalo Wild Wings guy. Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. Earl, well, Lois is with her mommy right now. I would do a tour of the La Brea Tar Pits, and I'd also like to go to the Peterson Auto Museum. Um, well, we don't know that, John. I mean, that's the rumors that Gene and Paul basically fired Eric Carr so that he wouldn't have to pay out on his insurance. But, I don't know if I would believe anything, that I read on the internet. It sounds like something Gene and Paul would do. They're savage with the money, but I don't know if I would believe that completely. It might have been something. What up, Tim Livingston? Might have been like an urban legend type thing, So, but it was a bad. I mean, you could tell how sick he was in the God gave rock and roll video. He was hurting. That was a wig. Obviously, he was bald and he looked very frail and pale. And um, what up, Daryl? We're just doing a semi quick stream here. I'm never up this early in the AM, but every now and then I like to give you guys what you want. A little bit of Earl to start the day. Even just listen to your first streams. Yeah, I mean, they've been a work in progress. I've been monetized for about little over a year and a couple months. I mean, I've been on YouTube for like 15 years, but I wasn't very active, if you will, which I do regret. I mean, I do wish, when I started. I mean, the first video I ever put out on YouTube was my throw up scene in Benchwarmers. I think it's got 100,000 views, and I just thought, oh man, I'll just release a video here and there. Paulson and Howard Stern, the only thing they regret being sick said they never experienced death to that point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's probably saying that a little bit to backtrack if they did fire him, like John said. Um, I can't imagine they would fire him on his deathbed. But, listen, some people are fucking maniac business people. I know. Me too. Well, I mean, in terms of like, Paul being gay or, David Lee Roth, those guys have gotten so much pussy that to them, it's a joke I use on stage, but I say pussy has been a gateway drug to dick. I mean, at this point, you got to figure Kiss, let's include the Wicked Lester years, which I think was founded in like 72. So for basically the last 60 years, I'll say Paul Stanley, definitely Gene, they were probably getting laid at 15, 16, maybe 17 at the oldest. So that's like 50 plus years of pussy. And at that point, hundreds, thousands of girls, whatever it may be, they're bored. That's not gay to me. If you fuck thousands of girls like Vince Neil, you got to figure Vince Neil's been getting laid since 14. And what is he in his 60s now? So literally 50 years of pussy. He probably looks at a guy now and go, that's not so bad. Um, I podcast only when I can get a guest I really want. I mean, to be honest with you, I made zero money on the podcast. So just to be frank, I just lost my motivation to do it. It's hard getting guests and organizing it. And I mean, I won't say editing the podcast was that hard. It's just putting the song at the beginning and the end. And even with that, I stopped putting the song on and I would just release the recording. So, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, I would say At the worst, he's bi. You know, I've been with a fair amount of women, but not enough to go, you know what? I think I'll suck a dick. Um, oh, tell him about me, JJ. Yeah, I think Paul has. I've seen him at the clothing store I go to, John Barbados. He has like, almost normal hair length. Obviously a lot longer than mine, but I think when he's in Kiss, he wears wigs for sure. Uh, so, I haven't seen the picture of Stern in a minute, so I would maybe guess Stearns is real. But nothing would surprise me. Jeans isn't. We know that. Eric Singer's hair is real, the drummer. I think Tommy Thayer's hair is pretty real. Ace is real, which is amazing. He hasn't gone bald. Um, because he doesn't like wash or moisturize his hair. He probably goes weeks without washing his hair. Well, I think back then it was a different vibe. John Wayne or Rock Hudson or Robert Reed from the Brady Bunch. Imagine Robert Reed. He was obviously gay, but he had to hold it in. And if you look back at the episodes where he had to kiss Carol Brady, you could definitely tell he stiffens up a little bit. What up, Leilani? Yeah, well, Peter's hair has died. I'm just talking about I think it's Peter's actual hair. Um, yeah, Lemmy definitely had an interesting look, but Lemmy had good hair for a guy who, um, you know, uh, probably didn't, go to the store and get, the best shampoos and conditioners for it. You can really keep your hair if, you maintain it a little bit. No, I didn't even audition for it, to be honest with you. I wish I did. That would help me a lot. You guys in the different parts of the country you guys are in, I'm sure would come see me if I did stand up in your town, but I'm not going to do the road unless I make money. And, right now I'm in that, like, fame's the wrong word, but um, I'm just not in a fame position or notoriety or known position to make money. Right now, I can maybe make a few bucks, but I don't want to travel to Florida to just make a few bucks. Message held for review. Uh-oh. Did you think they are dying to puke? I don't know about that. I don't want to talk about Lemmy's pubes. It's too early in the morning for that, Holmes. Oh yeah, any celebrity would not have. Yeah, well, I think that at that point when he was making out with Linda Evans, that he had the full-on virus. So I think there was a lot of controversy, especially Linda Evans was like, "What the fuck?" Um, ever been to the Funny Bone in Cincinnati, Kentucky? I've been to the Kentucky Funny Bone with Rob Schneider many, many years ago. It's one of my favorite road memories. I think we flew into Cincinnati and then we drove to Kentucky. And there was this, and I still talk to this guy. This is 15 years ago. His name was Benny, the limo driver. And Rob was hungry. And when Rob wants something, he wants it. So it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning, and we're driving to the hotel in Kentucky. And Rob says, "Do you have Whole Foods?" And Benny thought he said something else. He's like, "Yeah, man, we got lots of foods." Did you watch the documentary on? I did watch the documentary on the Titan sub. Uh, I thought it was a little repetitive. I was everyone's shitting on the guy, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy seemed like a true egomaniac. Um, well, I mean, what's acting gay? I mean, I don't think Robert Reed was walking around like Liberace, but most of my gay friends, and I have a lot of them because I'm the only straight guy in my building. They don't act gay. It's not like they're jumping up and down doing cartwheels. Any enough, any enough with gays. The Netflix one. Yes, I watched the Netflix documentary on the Titan. I mean, the guy obviously took shortcuts, and unfortunately, I wish they would have done a little bit more on the people who died with him. Like, I wanted the background on the billionaire and his kid, because from what I had heard, the kid didn't really want to go, and the dad kind of forced him to go, and they also knew, that they heard that thing falling apart because with I believe, carbon fiber that the inner hull was made out of, you could hear it popping. It's like that, the bubble wrap. You probably heard that kind of a sound, so they knew they were about to die. Yeeks. Earl, are there any good shows at JFL Montreal I should check out? Check out my buddy Tyler Morrison. He is a maniac roast battler. And I believe the format this year is just doing one battle each, so it's not like a tournament. So Tyler he was my Ric Flair roast cohort, very elite level battler, and he has no problems crossing the lines. I mean, he's no joke. Whereas, like when I would roast battle, I would always write one or two jokes that crossed the line, and I would keep them in my chamber. So whoever I was battling, I'm a counter puncher when I roast battle. So if the person I'm battling wants to have a cute battle, we can have a cute battle. But if they want to cross lines, I'll cross it 100 times harder. But yes, he's from Toronto. Him and like Steph Tolov are very good friends. So great guy too. I mean, he was one of my best friends from the Ric Flair roast, and we had never met before. So he's a good man, Tyler. We'll go to 40 minutes, guys. We'll go another 6 minutes, and then we will reconvene later to talk about probably the same shit we're talking about now. No more just for laughs here, but we do have a comedy fest. I mean, I've never done just for laughs as a stand up. I've done it twice with Roast Battle, which, um, it was cool to do it because Roast Battle, both years I did it, it was the talk of the festival. And it was the last show every night. So everyone would do their shows and run back to see it. Um, so yeah, JFL is back. I think it's got different um, management or whatever you want to call it, different people running it. So I'm curious to see how it works. I mean, it seems like they're having a lot of the same shows, so I'm sure it's just business as usual. Um, I think it's called JFL, to be honest with you. But I'm not that sure. I'm the type that if I'm not on the festival, I don't give a shit. So, um, but I think that if you're asking me, and I'm sure Steph Tolov is going to be on it. She's very good. Um, yeah, Ryan O'Neal's awesome. He's a good man. Um, he we did a lot of work together on the documentary about me not having a special. So, um, I can't. One of the better crowd work comics out there is like Rick Ingram, Ian Bagg, and Ryan O'Neal. So, and if you go to Montreal for roast battle, go to K. Trevor Wilson and say, "Hey, why isn't Earl on this? I mean, he did beat you." I love how I beat the guy who's in charge of the who's in charge of roast battle. I mean, this business sucks, to be honest with you. Saw Sugar Sammy a couple weeks ago. I don't know who Sugar Sammy is. Yeah, I mean, people seem to like the Adam Ray thing, or the Dr. Phil thing Adam Ray does. And Adam's a great guy. One of the nicer guys in LA comedy. His wife is very big in the animation casting world, and he's always talking me up to her. So, of course, someone from my past did not like Adam Ray and his crew, but I usually just took the fifth on that one because he's always been nice to me. Have you heard about Robert Mitchum? I think I was baptized with Cameron Mitchell's kid, not Robert Mitchum. So, I mean, I obviously know who Robert Mitchum is, but yes, it was. She couldn't stand Adam Ray, which was always weird to me because Adam is like the nicest fucking guy. So, I don't know. Because there's that whole crew of Adam Devine, Adam Ray, Eric Griffin, and a couple other people from Workaholics. So I'm sure it was something. I still to this day don't know why she had so much animosity towards Adam Ray. Oh, okay. I never. Wait, beating up adult guys at 14. Beat his stepdaughter as a teenager. I mean, they went hard back. It's a different era where you could smack your kids around. I mean, I went to a grade school where I think I was like the first guy to kiss a girl in my class. Now we're talking eighth grade. And the two nuns beat the shit out of me. Like, I could have sued them if that happened now. Um, so, different era back then, you know. I mean, I remember my third grade teacher, no, sixth grade teacher, Miss Thomas, who I actually kind of liked. If you did anything out of line, she would hit you over the knuckles with a ruler, and I mean hard. You couldn't do that shit now, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Um, I'm looking forward to Omega and Okada. I mean, Omega and Okada cannot. I think they are incapable of putting on a bad match. But let's go over the card. We'll end on a little AEW wrestling talk. AEW All In Texas card here. Bronson, Bronson was a tough guy. No doubt about that. Let's see the updated card. Let's go to prowrestling.net. Let's go over. So we've got Moxley against Hangman Page in a Texas death match. That should be a good match. Should be violent. I'm going to pick Hangman Page to go over here. Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I'm going to go with Tony Storm going over the champ. But, Mercedes Moné, she probably has in her contract she doesn't lose. So that's a tough one. But I think they could go on a nice program. Omega and Okada. I'm going to go with Omega beating Okada. And now Lashley and Benjamin versus Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. And I think Nick Wayne and Christian. I can't see the Hurt Syndicate losing. But, so I'm going to go with the Hurt Syndicate. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. I can't see the Young Bucks winning this. Adam Cole defends his TNT championship. For some reason, I used to love Adam Cole, man. I'm just not into him anymore. Men's Casino Gauntlet match for shot at AEW World Championship. MJF, Mark Briscoe are in that. Women's Casino Gauntlet match First entrant, Chris Statlander. Um, I mean, and it's also this is a big any party girls tonight. No, not for me, man. Um, there's going to be a surprise or two. I'm going to guess maybe a possible Wardlow. I noticed Wardlow's been posting on social media more, but I also think that's because he's in the new American Gladiators. So I could see a Wardlow return, maybe. I could see maybe a Adam Copeland return. Maybe the Hurt Syndicate after the match are beating up. Here's how I would book it: you have the Hurt Syndicate win, and then you have them beating up Christian. They're beating up Nick Wayne, and then they beat up Nick Wayne first, and then they just start fucking destroying Christian, and then Adam Copeland comes in for the save. So you reunite Christian and Edge, and then you have a nice program with the Hurt Syndicate. I think that would do well. I'd also, if you don't do that, you could have MJF turn on the Hurt Syndicate, and you bring in Wardlow, and they would be a nice tag. Problem with the Hurt Syndicate is they're so dominant because it's really not believable that anyone on the roster could beat them. So you got to give them good opponents because people are going to get tired of the squash matches. Now, I personally would not have had Shelton Benjamin lose on Collision right before a big pay-per-view, but that's just me. So you too, Jess Jenna. Well, I'll probably stream. Um, I love Death Hunt. Also, Death Hunt was the great Ed Lauder, the prison guard from the original Longest Yard, that played the villainous Captain Knauer. Um, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I stood next to Shelton Benjamin at the hotel the wrestlers were staying at. That's a big motherfucker, man. Like, he doesn't look it. I have a feeling. I mean, Ming is definitely the go-to guy. Like everyone says, is the toughest. Yeah, I mean, this is reeks of a Darby Allin. I could see Darby coming in the Hangman Moxley thing because he just competed or he just climbed Mount Everest. He looks like he's healthy. I mean, you don't climb Mount Everest and you aren't healthy. So, there's definitely the possibility of some returns. Um, so, you got to have a few returns and maybe even a female debut. I know Harley Cameron has a legit broken nose, so I don't think you'll see Harley. But I mean, that's a big fucking stadium, so I don't, there's really, I mean, Omega and Okada is a great match. I mean, and I don't think American fans really know the true history. And, there's also a surprise, I mean, I don't know whose contracts are up in WWE. I don't know if a guy like Omos can show up. I don't know if he's still on the WWE roster. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I was backstage last week at AEW Dynamite and Collision. Man, the girls are so fucking hot. I mean, they're not a dog in the bunch. Rough. So, Anna Jay in person is like prettier than she is on TV, and that girl, the Spider Woman, she's pretty hot too. Um, I mean, Harley's, I think, much prettier in person. She's come to the Comedy Store to see me. Her MVP in RJ City. It was a real AEW, fest. So, oh, I didn't know that, Charleston. I didn't know that. I mean, that's an odd pairing, but I mean, she's very pretty. I didn't get to see her though. Yeah, the glow wrestlers were a little rough, no doubt. That's a fact, Jack. So 3 more minutes, guys, because my phone's at 10% and it's going to die. So, but this was a fun morning stream, and I do appreciate you guys being with me in the AM. I can assure you there won't be many morning streams, but I'll stream when I want to stream, and now you guys can listen to Chad and Kevin and Steel Toe and Shuley and Ray and all these fucking losers. Um, John from One by Two and Mersh and the Bedabblers and corn and potatoes and just get the full Dabbleverse effect now. Now that you've got John Tenta he was awesome and a legit sumo guy. So if you watch that match he had in Japan with that one guy, it turned into a real match because the guy started shooting on John Tenta, and you can hear John Tenta say, "This is wrestling, motherfucker." Um, I don't know where his Gladiator is going to be shown. I just saw some promotional thing with Wardlow in it, so he's clearly physically capable of. I mean, I think you got to really shoot your load at all in Texas. You have Darby come back, you have Wardlow come back, maybe even Jack Perry. He's kind of disappeared. I don't know if he's hurt or not. I mean, that's the frustrating thing about AEW is that you take Jack Perry from that ridiculous Tarzan boy gimmick, you make him a great heel, and then he's off TV for almost a fucking year. Like, I don't get that unless he's hurt. Tookie threw some shade at you last night. Oh, what did Tookie say? I mean, I did not. I don't listen to him, so I don't. I don't really care what he said, but I'm curious because I've never really talked to him, to be honest with you. So, that would be interesting too. I mean, I think he's funny, but put your real name behind it. If you're gonna talk shit about me, put your name behind it. And we were at Hackamania. I sat next to him for 3 hours. He didn't say shit to me. See, that's what I don't like about the Dabbleverse is stuff like that. Like, if it's true that Rocco or Tookie said something bad about me, why didn't you say it to my face? You had 3 hours. You had the whole Friday night to say something to me, and you didn't. So that's what I don't like about the Dabbleverse. A lot of keyboard warriors. So, there you go. So I don't even know why he would even mention my name. I mean, I haven't talked to him since Hackamania. Never talked about him on my stream, not once. So I do find that funny that he would say something bad about me. It's just an old shirt that says "die" on it in the KLOS logo. Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. I mean, that's like so weird to say that because I don't even do the road. So, and I headline the Comedy Store every Saturday night, which is a far more impressive credit to be asked to headline the Comedy Store than some shitty club in the Midwest. And it's kind of funny that Tookie would say that. Let's see you do an act with your real name. Take away the mask and do an hour stand up. Let's see how that would go. Earl Skakel over and out.